Area and Circumference of Circles homework worksheet. Using your formula sheet, find the area and circumference of each circle. For number 1, you're going to use 3.14 for pi. Your formula for area is area equals pi times the radius squared. If you fill it in, it will be area equals 3.14 times 3 squared. Area will equal 28.26 meters squared. For circumference, your formula is C equals 2 times pi times r. When you plug everything in, it will be circumference equals 2 times 3.14 times 3. Your circumference will equal 18.84 meters. Number 2, use pi in your answer. If you look at the diagram, you will see that it is actually a diameter that goes all the way across the circle, and that is 10 feet. So when we have our formula, area equals pi times the radius squared, we need to find what the radius is. The radius is half the diameter, so the radius will actually be 5 feet. So now when you plug it in, it will be area equals pi times 5 squared. So your area will equal 25 pi feet squared. For circumference, you will do 2 times pi times the radius. So it will be 2 times pi times 5. So your circumference will be 10 pi feet. Number 3, you're going to use 3.14 for pi. Again, you will notice that you have a diameter since it goes from the end of the circle to the end of the circle, and it is 8 inches. So the radius will be half of that, or 4 inches. Your formula for area is pi times the radius squared. So plug it in. Area will equal 3.14 times 4 squared. And your answer will be 50.24 inches squared. For circumference, you're using 2 times pi times the radius. When you plug that in, it will be 2 times 3.14 times 4. Your circumference will be 25.12 inches. For number 4, you're using 22/7 for pi. You will notice that we have a radius here, and it's 6, so that is what we're going to use. For area, it is going to be pi times r squared. So plug it in, and pi we're using 22/7 times the radius, which is 6 squared. When you plug that in the calculator, you will get 113 1/7 meters squared. For circumference, you are using 2 times pi times r. When you plug it in, it will be 2 times 22/7 times 6. And the answer you will get is 37 5/7 meters. For number 5, you're going to use pi in your answer. Your formula for area is pi times r squared. So when you plug it in, you will keep the pi times, and we have a radius here, so it's 7.5 squared. And your answer will be 56.25 pi meters squared. For circumference, you will do 2 times pi times the radius. And when you plug it in, it will be 2 times pi times 7.5. And you will get that the circumference is 15 pi meters. For number 6, you're going to use 22/7 for pi. Notice again that we have a diameter here and we need to find the radius. The diameter is 16 yards, so the radius is half of it, which is 8 yards. For area, you're using pi times r squared. When you plug it in, it will be 22/7 times 8 squared, and your answer will be 201 1/7 yards squared. For circumference, you're going to use 2 times pi times r. When you plug it in, it's 2 times 22/7 times 8. And your answer is 50 2/7 yards. For number 7, you're going to find the area of a circle whose circumference is 31.4 meters. So since we know what the circumference is, it's 31.4, you're going to work backwards. If circumference equals 2 times pi times the radius, you're going to fill in 31.4 for circumference. You're going to keep 2 times, and we'll use 3.14 for pi. And then leave the radius as our variable to find the radius. This will help us find the area then. So if we have 31.4 equals 2 times 3.14, that is 6.28 times the radius. We're going to undo the multiplication by dividing by 6.28 on both sides. And you will find that the radius is 5 meters. Now to find the area, you use our good old formula, area equals pi times r squared, and plug everything in. Area equals 3.14 times 5 squared. Area will equal 3.14 times 25, and that is 78.5 meters squared.